Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast, episode 71, the finale, the last one of the season, sadly. I'm Tony, and with me, as usual, is Ben.
Hi,
Are you
mate.
there, Ben?
You okay?
All good, mate. James,
Good.
are you there?
I'm here, Tony.
Happy days, just the three of us. Unfortunately, Fergie got on a flight to Turkey. He couldn't make it with us tonight for the wrap up, but we'll crack on just the three of us. Obviously, be a quick turnaround this year, anyway. Looking at the season starts a little bit earlier, doesn't it? So you're hopefully Dream Team are on the ball and they get the app out quite soon, and we can get planning for next season as soon as possible. We have to fill our weekends with some shopping and spending time with the missus and other stuff. But anyway, been a good old season. Let's get to let's just get cracking. How the week went for our teams. Not that much happened. Once we touch on the Champions League final. James, first up, how'd you do, mate?
Well, it was a bit of a damp squib, really, wasn't it? The
was.
Champions League final, not as just a game that Liverpool should have won, of course, but the amount of points on offer went from very good to very, very poor after Real Madrid scored. So, yeah, I mean, I think the highest score I got this week was 9 points in any of my teams. So 6 in my pod team. It doesn't seem so bad, really. Looking at the scores around. So for the final game, I brought Salah back in, as I had Sonny in my team. And just as a bit of a punt, really, I put Thiago in, even though he looked like he might pull out before the kickoff. I mean, he got me 3 points, so that's.
I think there were only 3 points that scored, weren't there?
Sorry?
Three players that got points, weren't there?
Yeah, something like that. There weren't many that picked up 3 points, was there? Salah got 3. There must have been another one because, like I said, one of my other teams got 9 points, but I didn't. I was so upset after the Champions League final result, I didn't look to see who that was.
It was Konate.
Of course, it was. Yes, yeah. He had a good game. Trent was ball watching for the Vinicius goal, unfortunately. I had a feeling that might happen, but because he's so quick, and I thought it'd be outpaced, but as it turned out, Trent was just looking at the ball, and Vinicius comes in behind, didn't even see him, did he?
You got
there you go.
Two top quality teams. It only takes a second on it. Just
That's the trouble with Madrid.
Small lapse.
They only need one chance, don't they?
Yeah, it is just one small lapse of concentration, and it's punishing. But that's either way. Yeah.
I won't run through all my teams. So I've got 3 points from Thiago and 3 from Salah. So the 2 guys I brought in got me the 6 points. So you could call that genius, really.
Yeah, it was genius. Great
subs. My top team finished 190th. That got 3 points. Annoyingly, there's 2 people that I really wanted to finish ahead of. I got another 4 points more than I did, didn't they, Ben?
I caught you in the end, didn't you? The last game I caught you.
Oh man! Well, so you finished on the same points as Fergie, didn't you?
Yeah, 108, 2,703 points. 180th I finish. The old darts number, 180.
So 190th, only 4 points. So well done, Ben. Anyway, so I've got 5 teams in the top 5K. My second best team finished 1,257. I've got a couple in the 3,000s, one in the 4,000s, and then the rest of them I let drift anyway near the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I should be happy, shouldn't I, with 190th finish? That's my best ever finish.
Brilliant.
I just feel that when I hit that 25th spot early in the season, albeit very briefly, you start thinking, don't you? Oh, could it be my year? But no,
The
unfortunately
swings
not.
are huge, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So no, I should be happy with 190th. That's a good finish.
Definitely.
Yeah. How did you boys get on?
Well, I weren't even going to post my team in, if I were quite honest. I only had 3 players. I only got 6 points less than you, James. But yeah, I were out of transfers with this. I brought Kane in last week, for last game week, for Salah. Yeah, my pod team ended up finishing down in like 30k. So it wasn't one that I would give my own. So yeah, not much to report there. The best side ended up finishing in 284th, which it's all right. I'm only the top 300. I think I said
That's
it
decent.
top before. Happy enough with that. But again, same with you, James. When you start to chase, the swings can be huge. So if you start to like try and improve on your rank and go a little bit gung ho, which I did with the team that my second team that finished in 435th was probably 200th, like quite a while ago. So we were in a decent position, and I tried to push with that with the Chelsea boys, and went different to. I think went Chelsea City rather than the Liverpool when Liverpool were getting all the clean sheets. So that ended up dropping away, and obviously the other team, which is the one that finished the highest that I got, that had the Liverpool block. So yeah, one of them. 4 teams in top 5k, happy enough. 2 in top 1k, 2 in top 500. So decent season. Well, hoping to build on that next year, and obviously, I think I were 5th in the Blackburn Rovers fan league. I think 3 teams in top 12. There's a couple of good players in the Blackburn fan league. Andy Barnett will know. David Knight and I think it's Andy Thompson.
Yeah.
2 decent players that are always up there. So hopefully next year I'll be toppling them guys in the Blackburn fan league. But yeah, that's how my season has finished. How did you do, Ben?
Yeah, I got 4 teams in the top. 4 teams in the top 400. But I didn't have one in the top 100, which was disappointing for me. Considered last year I finished 19th. Like you said, the fan team, Leicester fan team, I finished second behind Stuart Slater.
You won it last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I won it last year. Yeah. So at my team 180th, that was in the Patron league. That won the Patreon League this year, so I've got 2 cups coming, haven't I, Tony?
Yeah.
I won the Patreon Cup as well.
Yeah, you saved me a fortune because you're coming to collect them, aren't you? So happy days.
Yeah. My pod team was my second best team. That finished 323rd. Let's have a look at the team. So I did 2 transfers last week, and I brought Son in for Salah, and he got double. And I brought Mahrez in for Van Dijk. Mahrez got no points. So I needed something off that, but that didn't work. 1 transfer left on Saturday, so sold Kane for Salah, and he got 3 points. I had Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, Diaz and Mane, they all blanked, and Salah was the only one who scored me any points. Yeah, so just dropped outside the Dream Team Tonic top 10 as well by 3 points. Dropped outside the money.
You're in 11th, aren't you?
Yeah. Put the wrong team in the mini league, didn't I?
That's it.
Yeah.
Won the cup though, mate.
Yeah, won the cup.
Won the Patreon League.
Yeah.
League and Cup double.
Strong double.
You had a strong finish to the season, Ben. I applaud you for that. Yeah, you did well.
Yeah, but that Champions League game was a bit of a damp squib, weren't it? For
Yeah.
Dream Team wise, Courtois was on fire, wasn't he?
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Everything, he
unreal.
just saved everything.
Some unreal saves he made. Like, they were worldies, absolute worldies. I think the Mane one where he pushed it onto the post were probably the best.
Yeah.
I think that was an unbelievable save because there's some power behind that. I thought that was just nestling. But yeah, just sometimes like in football, you have a game, don't you, where the keeper, just nothing will go past the keeper. They play like Hercules or something. I don't know. It's just frustrating. But yeah, that's how it ended. Like I say, no dream team points really. Nine on offer. 8 if you take away Fabinho's -1.
Yeah.
So not much going on. I think the best tactic was to attack the last week of the Premier League. As we probably discussed on the pod, was the opportunities were probably there rather than in a one-off game against Real Madrid. Son and Kane, Kulusevski doing the business up last game of the Premier League season.
What about that Benzema goal that got chalked off?
It's a goal, isn't
Offside.
it? It's a goal.
No question about it.
All day long, it's a goal. I just they took that long as well. You'd just expect them to get the right decision. I've read the rule again, and it makes no sense. No sense about whether it's deliberate or intentional. It's come off. It's deflected. There's no offside there. It's two Liverpool players that have basically collided. He's bounced off one onto over and ended up back at Benzema's feet. It's just hard luck for Liverpool, and he's finished it. It should have been a goal, but it didn't matter. Obviously, at the end, but I think whichever team you're supporting, you're screaming over where, aren't you? You probably read the rule or interpret it in a slightly different way, but yeah. What do you reckon, James? Obviously, you're for the goal.
Well, I thought they were going to give the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. If I could put it on my completely impartial hat, which is obviously a bit difficult to do, but, I think probably if it happened to us that way, I would have wanted the goal.
Yeah.
By the by now, though. Yeah.
Frustrated with the final, mate. Obviously, Courtois had an absolute. Well, just one of them games.
Oh, he was unbelievable. Yeah. I'd say it does make you think in future seasons. I mean, like we said last week, you don't want to hold back too many transfers, do you? Just to load up on one side. It's these finals; they're quite often 1-0 or.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have predicted that, to be honest. I was expecting some goals to be scored, especially after our defending in the final game of the Premier League season, and Real Madrid. They shipped a couple of goals to Man City. I was thinking so like 2-2 and then going to extra time or something.
Yeah.
But I think we need to probably remember this, and they're rarely high scoring games, are they?
Yeah, I think they've played it a little bit more cagey, didn't they? Like you said, with the Chelsea game and the City game with Real Madrid, obviously plenty of goals and a bit back and forth, like a basketball match at times, some of them. And then they go into the final and play quite conservatively and on the counter. I think if there were a Liverpool goal in first half, I think you probably would have seen quite a few goals because I think it would have turned into a bit of a basketball match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just the way the game went, it suited the way that Real Madrid set up. And obviously Courtois was an absolute blinder, which happens. I mean, they had probably the worst run, Real Madrid. It's so tough for them. How many teams they beat and this, that, other. Like the name were written, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that, like the Chelsea game and then the City one as well. The way they qualified.
And the PSG one as well was mental.
Yeah, PSG as well. Throw that one in there. Crazy.
And
they're just one of them teams. The Champions League, it's just like, it's their competition.
They lost at home to Sheriff in the group stages.
Forgotten about that. We were all taking the piss. Well, I was taking the piss.
Yeah.
Thinking, God, the Spanish sides are crap this year because Barcelona were doing rubbish as well. Yeah, I've forgotten about that, Ben.
Have you seen that meme of Jamie Carragher saying that Real Madrid will never win the Champions League?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I've seen all the memes been sent to me by any football person I know that's not a Liverpool fan. I don't want to sit again, Ben.
This Real Madrid team will not win the Champions League. Absolutely no chance of winning the Champions League.
Brilliant. Yeah, I bet your phone's been red hot, haven't it, James? To be fair, we've gone pretty easy on you. We've kept the abuse to other groups, haven't we, Ben?
Yeah.
we've been kind.
I see Mourinho won the Papa John's European Conference League.
Yeah.
They had a bus tour, didn't they, for it as well?
Sorry?
They had an open top bus,
Hey.
didn't they?
Hey, do you know that trophy could have gone to Rotterdam or anywhere, Leicester or Rome?
Bit of beautiful south, is that?
Yeah.
Right. And on that note, then, we'll get stuck into some listener questions. Only a few this week, obviously. There's not much to discuss, really, apart from who's won what. But Steve Brokaw has been on. I joined and discovered the Dream Team Tonic a few weeks into the season. So could you explain how all the different leagues you mentioned work, the Pod League, etc., and how to enter them for next season? Because we'd like to join as many leagues as I can next season with different teams. By the way, I've won my Cash Mini League by around 170 points. Thanks for all the advice. You're welcome, Steve.
Cheers, Steve.
Great stuff, mate. That's what we like to hear. With the Patreon leagues and the cups, how they're going to work next year, all the patrons that have signed up at the start of the season, once it kicks off, they get a free entry into the league. The prizes, obviously, will be sorted nearer to the time, and the positions that get paid out, whether it's T-shirts, mugs, cash, trophies, all that will get sorted nearer to the time. So you'll hear about that. So as long as you're still registered as a patron, Steve, you'll automatically get that information and get entry to the league, as well as with the cup. Obviously, that we ran this season, which were hugely successful. I think everyone really enjoyed it. Especially obviously with some teams, you get halfway through the season, and if your teams are doing a bit naff all in your mini leagues and stuff, you need something else to chase. So I think the cup were a bit refreshing for some players, and they got a really good response. It really was worthwhile. So we'll be running that again. Obviously, Ben won it.
Yeah, dude.
So the trophy's staying in the circle, but yeah, we're definitely running a cup as well. Which obviously, if you're a patron, you'll get entry to the cup for free as well. So on top of the Patreon leagues, we do run the DT Tonic Cash League, which is obviously read out every week on the pod, which has got some massive prizes. I think nearly £500 at winner this year. I think 460 in trophy. And then you have the game week prizes, which I think for 5 weeks, 6 weeks of the season, they're a £50 prize for the best score in the game week. Last season I think we had 3-team entry for £20. We might be extending it to 5 teams. Not too sure. But again, all the details will be out, Steve. But at first to hear, obviously being a patron, and yeah, we'll get all the info out to you. You can make sure you get all your teams entered, and hopefully you're winning some more cash and some trophies and stuff and prizes. Cheers for supporting us, mate. Outside with that, lads. I think I've covered that one.
Yeah. Also, if we are still getting 10 teams next season, we might run a zombie league as well. So you just pick a team for the season, and you can't make any transfers in that team, and then we'll decide on the prizes and that. See how many people get involved with that as well. And then also we'll probably have a Sky Cash League. and we might have just a fan team one, and I don't know, a free FPL one or something like that.
Yeah, just a trophy to winner, bit of fun. Yeah. Look, there'll be loads of leagues.
Yeah, there'll
There's
be
going to be
loads
plenty
going
to
on.
get involved in. There's going to be plenty of prizes knocking around, t-shirts, mugs. There's going to be pens flying everywhere. Yeah, there's going to be just so much. And like I say, Steve, you won't miss out. You'll be one at first year. So yeah. Cheers for supporting us, mate. DT Patrick, any players you feel were on a simmer this season who you think could be flying next season? Conversely, who do you think probably overachieved this season in terms of points and may well struggle to keep at the same level in 22-23? I like this question. Good question. Cheers, Patrick. What do you reckon, James?
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but Pep has a habit of buying players who don't really start the first season that well. And I don't know. I'm not sure he will, but if that pattern repeats itself, then Grealish might come to the fore next year. So that's one of the thoughts I had. I suppose if Mane leaves, then that boosts for Bayern Munich. Apparently, we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. But obviously, Diaz and Jota will be the beneficiaries there. Obviously, Diaz will slot in on the left. Jota will have less competition for that number 9 role, and obviously Firmino was he's back up now. So
he's got the Origi role.
Yeah, Origi, he's leaving us. A legend.
Last player to score for Liverpool in the final, weren't he?
Probably. Jesus, if he moves to Arsenal, might be interesting.
That could be an interesting
Yeah,
one.
I had him down.
Yeah. I wonder what's. Yeah, well, it's probably not right in the category. So I was just thinking maybe Sonny finished the season amazingly, didn't he? I wonder if he's going to score more than Kane next year. That's a bit controversial. But if Kane's playing deeper, it could happen.
Yeah.
That's my sort of simmering ones. Ben, what did you had a few of those already? Did you?
Yeah, I had Jesus. I'm thinking, obviously, Chilwell was been out injured. He'll be back in the team. Alonso's leaving.
Yeah.
He got 70 points this year, and he was averaging 5.4 points a game. I like the look at Chalobah as well. Sorry, mate.
You're on fire, Chilwell.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the look of Chalobah as well. Obviously, with the exodus at Chelsea, I think he'll play. I think we'll see a few more English talents in the Chelsea lineup. Gallagher's coming back as well next year. He could be one, depending where they play him, though.
Yeah.
Kulusevski, I think he'll be good next year.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. He's got a lot about him in. I like him.
Yeah. And I had Gabriel Jesus down, especially if he's going to Arsenal, should get more game time. But then again, Nketiah, he's done well this year.
I've got him on the list. And it was, obviously, the Jesus transfer obviously depends on that, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I expect a bit more from Harvey Barnes next year. Gets better and better every season.
Good player. I like Harvey.
Needs to get his consistency going, though.
Yeah, definitely.
He's
It's
still
the only
young.
thing that's failing him. So how many players, though, Ben, do you get to, and we say this every season, like, he's still young, he's still got time. He just needs to, the next thing you know, the 29, 30-year-old, and you're like, shit. Like, they've never actually hit that, like you say, that period of being a really good player, like a top player. He's got the talent. He's definitely got the talent. He's a good enough player. Whether he can put that consistency together, hopefully for Leicester he can. But
Also, I just
you
thought
said
of another
about,
one there on the spot. Obviously, since Dewsbury-Hall's been in the first team at Leicester, he's like pushed Maddison onto another level. He's like pushed him because they're like best mates. And I think he'll be even better next year if Tillemans leaves as well.
Yeah.
He'll definitely play a lot more. He's got a goal in him, an assist.
I think Madison's had a great end to the year, and
Yeah.
he's obviously
I
we've
can't believe
said
he's
about
not in
how
the England
streaky
squad.
he is, but then the back end of the season, there was nothing but streaky. We're just consistently picking up points towards the back end of the year. With the Mane transfer, I've got down here Bowen, but do you think he might go to Liverpool? Do you think they'll explore that now Mane is off?
Possibly. He's been linked a lot before, but I think his price now is going to be a hell of a lot higher than it was when we were previously linked.
Yeah.
There's rumours today about Sonny going to Liverpool, but I don't see
Wow.
Levy letting that happen. And I think Sonny signed a new contract not that long ago.
It was a
Yeah,
long-term
starts the
contract as well, weren't it?
It'd be a lot of money
Yeah.
if he leaves Spurs, wouldn't it? Because I rate him as a player; he's amazing. But you got to be talking 80, 90 million, haven't you,
Yeah.
for them to even consider it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've missed a player though. The MVP of the league, former Blackburn player.
Harvey Elliott.
I'm just watching Tony's reaction here. Grant Hanley, most points per million this year.
Fucking hell.
0.8 million. 43 points, the highest value player. Well, in terms of points per million, sadly, will be leaving the league unless he joins another club.
Well, we're after a centre half. We can have him back here. Grant, how
He'll
much?
do a job
Jesus
in the
Christ.
Championship.
Yeah.
No. He was all right for us. He had a red card in him. I've always thought he's definitely not good enough for Premier League. Definitely not. He's a bruiser. He's all right, Grant Hanley. I'm surprised he's ended up on minus points though for this season.
You wouldn't have thought he'd end up as it's top of the points per million, would you?
No, definitely not.
I don't think you'd probably expect quite a few of them in there. Carl Walker-Peters is second. So yeah, there's a few surprises in there, but obviously they're real cheapies. So.
Yeah, real cheap.
Yeah.
What about, obviously you touched on Grealish. Do you think, and then as we say about a player showing their worth consistently, and obviously Foden got voted young player of the season.
Yep.
Second year in a row, is that?
Yeah, second year in a row.
You know, still like dream team wise and other stuff, he still isn't quite there, is he?
Yeah. I thought this would be his year because.
Yeah.
How old is he now? Was he 23, something like that?
Yeah. He must. If he's got young player of the year, he can't be any older, can he?
Yeah, surely he's got to explode sooner or later. But he's not. He's not in that bracket yet, is he?
No, he's 22. He's well, sorry. Yeah, 20. He just turned 22. So you look at him. You mentioned Grealish as well. Obviously Sterling knocking on now. There's always a little bit of rumours around his future. Then Mahrez is obviously his age is ticking on.
He can come back Leicester.
I mean, is this the time when the Grealish, the Foden, they're gonna start playing more, and he's gonna start leaving the older lads up bench?
Sterling's getting on a bit now, and at 27 years old.
Is he 27?
To his prime, shouldn't he?
Is he 27?
He's 27, mate.
Been around for ages, hasn't he?
He left Liverpool when he was like 18 or something.
I honestly thought he was 30.
No, he's 27.
Well, I've just put 3 years on him. Sorry, Ryan. That's how long he's been. I think he burst on the scene at 17, didn't he, or something like that?
Yeah, he was really young. He was one of the youngest players to get a Premier League debut. I think it might have been. He was 16 or 17, something crazy like that. But Brendan gave him his debut.
Crazy. He's still got some great years ahead of him then, Sterling.
He's a beautiful human being.
Other than that, so we'll switch to the. Sorry, I've just got one name that hasn't been mentioned, which is Havertz. really like Havertz. I think depending on what happens with Lukaku next season and other stuff, obviously I know they've got a bit of cash to spend now, but yeah, I think he might have a season where he pushes on next year. Hopefully they drop him back to midfield as well because he's not a striker, although they were playing him up there. But yeah, we'll see what his position is, and he might have a decent season next season because he's definitely got the talent. Yeah, and won't be as good as this year because they've absolutely stormed the points table. Is the Liverpool defence? Surely it can't be. It can't be the same next season. That's surely there's going to be a fall from grace there. But obviously with Trent and Robbo so good attacking wise. But we've seen probably towards the back end of the season the inability to keep clean sheets has obviously cost Liverpool a little bit because they have been conceding quite regularly for the last 6 or 7 weeks. So I'm hoping that continues, so it's not just these Liverpool blocks aren't haunting me next season as well.
Whereas if Van Dijk and Alisson stay fit, and we get a decent right back up for Trent, then I don't see why the clean sheets can't continue, really.
Yeah. The inability to be able to rotate Trent has probably cost Liverpool a few times.
Yeah, well, we could do with a decent backup for sure.
Yeah. Do you reckon, Ben?
It's tricky to pick one, really. Do you think Salah won't get that many points next year? Surely,
Not in this form.
but you'd still probably pick him at the start of the season, wouldn't you? If the fixtures were right.
Yeah, I think so.
Tricky to pick one.
Because let's be honest, he could have had an hat-trick last night.
Yeah, he
could have.
He's got 334 points this season. Yeah, he could have had 4 or 5 goals. But yeah, he's been having a lot of chances this second half of the season, but just not putting them away. Compared to the first half of the season, he was on fire. And Sonny's been on fire this year, hasn't he? At second half of the season. I can't really pick one. So
Yeah, interesting. James, have you got out there?
Yeah, I was clutching at straws a bit, to be fair, but Ivan Toney got 171 points this year.
He's not
No one saw that coming. No one owned him. Well, hardly anyone owned him. He can't repeat that, can he?
No.
He is the talisman, though.
Ericsson will be gone.
Hey?
Ericsson will be gone, won't he?
Well, yeah, that's made a big difference. He's with Ericsson firing the bullets. Yeah, I mean, if he's gone, he's not going to get as many chances. I also put down Jose Sarr. Can he repeat his heroics of this season next year?
It's tricky. I like Wolves. It's a good side, Wolves. It depends, doesn't it?
They've been rubbish for the last.
They've been on the beach, haven't they?
They've been on the beach for some time, haven't they? The last 10 games or something.
Yeah.
Even Leicester finished above them.
They were in such a good position as well. They were in such a good position for European football, and it just all went Pete Tong. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, it's like they booked their holidays early.
I tell you, West Ham need to keep for next year. Areola, because he hasn't made a tit of himself, has he? He's been decent for them. He's got nearly as many points as Fabianski's got, and he only played in the cup matches. So I think he's a better goalkeeper than Fabianski. Should get him in the first team next year.
Fabianski is now that is a player that's getting on.
I think he's about 31, isn't he?
He just retired from the national team, didn't he? He just retired from the national
He's
team.
37.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I mean, he's a goalkeeper, though, isn't he?
He's not bad.
They don't have to be that fit, do they?
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen to Ben Foster? He's left
Watford,
isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're after a backup goalkeeper at Rovers. Have him down here with his GoPro.
Well, he's 39, so can't go on forever.
Well, old people's home soon.
Sam Johnston's on a free at the moment from
Is
West
he?
Brom. He was class
a
last year in the
decent
Premier
keeper.
League.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be weighing up his options with a nice big signing on fee, won't he?
Nick Pope will be looking for somewhere to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there'll be an exodus at Burnley.
Who's looking for a keeper this year? I suppose the promoted sides might need one. I mean, we'd have to spend some time looking at the promoted sides at some point. But, I don't know much. I haven't really followed the Forest, etc., and the other guys.
Yeah, some decent sides going up.
Mitrovic got 43 goals in 44 games. That's all I know.
And he'll get 0 in 23 in Premier League.
Well, he's been in the Premier League several times. He's never done
Yeah.
anything, has he?
Well,
No, he did a little bit at Newcastle, didn't he? But Newcastle, when he first went.
Ivan Toney got 33 goals in 48 games last year, and he did all right. He got 12 goals in 33 games this year.
It's not bad, is it?
Not bad.
But when someone's smashing, I suppose it's a little bit differently because they're getting probably a third of the chances that they get in the Championship. Completely different leagues, completely. Like I said, they're playing the opposition that they're playing. They just don't get a sniff. So it's a bit tricky for these strikers that come up from Championship. Because I'm sure if you put Ivan Toney in a Liverpool side or a City side, I'm sure he'll probably score 20 goals, 25 goals. He's obviously he knows where onion bag is because he shows it in Championship where the teams are dominating the games. Right, on to Matt Woolley. Looking at how your teams ended, looking at how your teams look at the end of the season and budgets, do you think you'll play any different way early in the season next year? E.g., more or less aggressive in chasing the price rises? What do you reckon, James?
Well, I always, at the start of the season, I always chase the price rises, but only to the extent where I get rid of a player I don't want and I'll bring in one that I do before the Thursday price updates. And sometimes you might do that a bit even earlier than you would have planned because you know that it's going to take you out of the game if you don't do it, there and then. So I think I'm quite happy with my process for doing that. More generally, I think I probably need to be a little bit more aggressive. I know you could argue it's worked quite well for me earlier in the season. I did pretty well. There was a few times where I felt I could have been a bit more aggressive in terms of bringing in targeting a player that's maybe playing a whooping boy for a week or two, So I'm going to try and look for more of those opportunities next year. That's my takeaway from this season. It's all about those opportunities, isn't it? Because I did that with a few players, and that's what propelled me. But it's about identifying more of them. And to be honest with you guys, drinking a lot less beer.
No.
Because the number of times I've been hungover and I've been like, oh, shall I make a transfer? And I'm like, oh, my head's pounding. I probably would have won it years ago if I hadn't wasn't such an alcoholic,
Brilliant. Ben?
Yeah, it's definitely worth bumping your value up of your squad at the start of the season. But don't get too obsessed with it, I'd say. You should still bring in the right players, though, the ones you want to move on. I mean, bring in the right players that you want for the rest of like the month or whatever. Bring the right players at the right time, basically.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously doing the pod and stuff, we have gone through quite a lot of people's teams, and sometimes obviously we get the questions of what can I do with this team, this 11, and you've got a couple of donkeys in there that are a million, but then they wanting to bring in Harry Kane. Where can I sacrifice? And that's all to do with value. And you see it sometimes where people are struggling with value because the previous 3 months, they haven't kept up with the price changes
Yeah.
and they've let the team just deteriorate. So it is important, especially in the second half of the season, having that value because in quite a few of my sides, I never even had to worry about the cash by the second half of the season. I could have who I want, which is such an advantage. So yeah, but it's bringing in the right players at the right time. You don't just bring in somebody because you're in goal 0.3. If his next 2 games are against City and Liverpool, why would you want him? Kind of thing. If he's not going to score for next month, you don't bring him in. So it's got to be structured. But yeah, you got to chase price rises. You got to make sure you're on them. Thursday evenings are busy times in Dream Team, really, and it's all going to depend on the rules for next season, the scoring, the price rises. They might not be as obviously. There's new people in charge at Dream Team HQ, so will the price rises be as harsh? Will the scoring still be who scored? We're not too sure, so it might not be as aggressive. It might be even more aggressive. We don't know yet. So I think it's one of them where you probably have to play the game for the first couple of weeks and just see try to get a gauge on how the price rises and stuff are going to work, and then go from there. But obviously, if you're a patron, you'll know our views, and you're listening to the pod, you'll know our views straight away. So yeah, just want to keep an eye on that, Matt.
Yeah. Fantastic finish, by the way, Matt. 9th in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, well
happy
done,
days,
Matt.
mate. Brilliant. Unlucky as well. Could have been a bit different. Just a few things going your way, but yeah, can't knock a top 10 finish, mate. Right, Adam Wade. A great season listening to you boys. Have helped me massively in my mini leagues and provided some great entertainment. Can't wait for next season. My question, what 3 or 4 players are a must for you boys, regardless of the price right now? And just a quick shout out also to James, who gave me some top advice from a private direct message away on his holiday. Above and beyond, top fella.
Oh,
Look at that, James.
thanks, Aaron.
I'll second that. He is a top fella. He's all right, James. But yeah, 3 or 4 players. Go on, Ben. First up.
Well, it's got to be Erling Haaland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody hell. 86 goals in 89 games for Dortmund. I think he's going to go more. I think he's going to be amazing when he comes. Just looking forward to seeing him play.
Definitely. Exciting, that.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see Roy Keane do the Sky commentary
Yeah.
on his games after what he done to his dad.
Yeah.
And next for me is KDB. He rose to the top on the points right at the end. The cream always rises to the top.
Does.
He didn't have a great start to the season, but he's still the best midfielder in the Premier League for me. And then
brilliant.
you got Salah, and then I've put Kane. But obviously, depending on funds, I might have to go for Son.
Yeah. James?
Well, I've gone for Trent Alexander-Arnold as my number 1 choice. Second highest Dream Team point scorer this season. I think he's still was second, yeah. And I've put Salah in second spot. He didn't finish the season particularly well. I think teams were doubling up on him, which, and I don't think he was quite on it. But it'll be interesting to see what he's like in pre-season. But surely we can't write off a player that's been top of his game for the last 3 seasons and banging the goals in left, right, and centre. So I've got Salah second. In third, I've got a debate between. I think I mentioned it earlier. If Spurs continue playing the way they're playing, I wonder if Sonny might finish above Kane in the scoring charts next year. Kane has been a Dream Team darling for many years, Starman magnet. But I don't know if they keep playing that way. I mean, I think I heard Fergie say something on the Green Arrow podcast actually, which was quite interesting. an insight that he had being a Spurs fan, and he said that Kane tends to play deeper when they're playing teams with that are more attacking,
Yeah.
so that Son can then get he can fire a longer ball to Son, and Sonny can run in behind. Whereas
Yeah.
when they play teams that have got a lower block, then Kane will play a lot further forwards. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye out for next season. Nice little bit of insight there from our mate Fergie.
Yeah. Definitely.
And in fourth spot, I've got Diaz, because I think he's going to be really cheap next year. So he's not going to go up massively in price. Well, he will go up, I'm sure, but he's not going to be stupid money. And like I said, if Mane's gone, he's going to be nailed in that team. He's going to play nearly every game.
How much do you think?
Well, he started at 3.5, didn't he, when he came in? I would say 4.5, which is what Grealish started at when he went to City.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? 4.5?
Yeah, 4.5.
4.5 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still think that will provide good value, because he's gonna get a run on the team. He's settled in pretty nicely. He's a great player. So I think that he's my fourth player, I think.
Decent. I've gone basically first two up is Haaland. I can't look past that. I think he's going to absolutely annihilate some defences this season, and someone's got to feed him, haven't they? And who's going to be feeding him is probably KDB. I think having them as a double up in the team is pretty much essential. That's where my head's going anyway for City. And then looking past them two, they've got kind of another couple of double ups, which would be Kane and Son. They're both going to be strikers. It might not be possible to fit all of them in, but because choosing between the two could be difficult, because Kane usually feeds Son. Like you say, he's a dream team darling. He's not had the greatest of years, Kane. A shaky start, obviously, with the City rumours and this, that, other. But he's still finished on a ridiculously high amount of points.
Still got the record star mans as well, 10, joint with Maddison.
Yeah, I mean, he just does it, doesn't he, Kane? Even when you don't think he's doing it, he still gets them points. So, yeah, I've got basically KDB, Haaland, first two, and then a selection of between Kane, Son, Salah and Diaz. I think obviously nailing Diaz in that side, he's such a good player. I think he could be picking up a lot more points than what we're probably coming his way towards back end of the year. To the back end of the season. And Salah, I mean, his class is permanent, isn't it? He's not. I know he's had a shaky second half of the season, and he's not really scored as many as what we thought. But his standards are so high. I think we just expect every single game he should be scoring, blah blah blah. But he'll come back next season. He'll be fine. He'll be scoring points. He'll be one of, if not the top scorer in Dream Team again next season.
Yeah,
I would guess. Only thing with the Liverpool side is I seen a post earlier about the ages. I'm not great with ages, as you know, with my Ryan Sterling guess, but the Liverpool side is hitting, a lot of them are hitting 30, 31. There's got to be a big overhaul now, aren't they, at Spurs, at Liverpool soon. At Spurs, at Liverpool soon. So obviously, when you touched on, you was tempting me into the Harvey Elliott thing. Is Harvey Elliott going to come into that midfield? Is he going to be looking to maybe be replacing Manny out wide? Because when Harvey Elliott were at Rovers, he played that wide role, and I mean, he was top drawer. I can't say enough about that lad. I think he's brilliant. Maybe that's one to look at, James.
And we got Carvalho coming as well, haven't we?
Carvalho from Fulham as well, who looks a talented player as well. Is that the process there? Is that them starting to then breed in some youth there?
I think it is, yeah. So, I mean, if you remember, Harvey Elliott started the first 3-4 games of the season until he got that really bad injury.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was part of the side, you know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he has a good pre-season. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in that lineup on the first game of the season. Apparently, he likes playing with Carvalho as well because obviously they played together at Fulham.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he's like. Apparently, he can play. He's very talented. He can play anywhere across the front three. Maybe even like Harviella, you could see him in a wide midfield berth if we change formation slightly. So who knows? Interesting ones to watch for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So have a look at the final standings of the Dream Team overall league. In 10th, we've got Niles Koopman. I know he's listening to the show. Really good season.
Well done.
Really good season there, Niles.
Well done, Niles. Yeah.
He's also in the Cash League, I think, Niles as well.
Yeah, top player he is.
9th, it's nice to have one of the patrons on the top 10 leaderboard.
His first season, I think it is, isn't it?
First season for
Yeah.
Matt Woolcock. And an absolutely amazing finish in 9th. Really well played, Matt.
Fantastic.
Yeah. If you can improve on that next year, you won't be far off winning it again. 8th, Jenna Perry. Joint 6th, John Paul Knight and Mark Lawler. 5th, Nicholas Johns. 4th, Les Oates. 3rd, Ian Middleton. 2nd, Paul Byrne. And the Dream Team winner for the season, taking over from Fergie, is Ray Cutts, a Notts Forest fan. Obviously had the season of his life. So well done to you, Ray. Great season. Wins it by 7 points. Life-changing amount of money.
Yeah. 75 grand and promotion to the Premier League.
It's not bad, is it?
What a season.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So,
Congratulations.
Yeah, really well done. Well done to all the people on that list. It's a really good finish.
Don't forget the honourable mention to our mate Frank at FF Stuff, who was number 1 for a few weeks this year. Fell away in the latter stages, but good season, Frank. Thanks for your stats and everything. We love your website.
Really good goal, didn't he, Frank?
Well done, Frank.
We'll not tell you his final position because of his anonymity. Wants to remain anonymous, but yeah, he were in with a shout all the way through the season. So great season, Frank. Right, on to the Dream Team Tonic Cash League, the final leaderboard, the final standings. It doesn't matter who reads it out now because we've all fallen away, haven't we, over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Ben,
Go on, I'll give it
you're
a go.
You're the last one to duck out. Go on, mate.
In 11th place, Ben Lee. No, we won't mention it. Won't mention that. Right. 10th place, Niels Koopman. Well done. 9th place, Lee Giles. 8th place, Steve Legg. 7th place, Fergie. 6th place, Alex Cole. 5th place, Dan Sherwood. 4th place, Kerry Jones. 3rd place, Heath Robson. 2nd place, one of the patrons, Michael White. Well done, mate. And in 1st place, Alex Cole. Well done, Alex.
Well done, Alex.
Brilliant season.
We'll be in touch and we'll get that trophy sent out to you. Get your cash sent over to you, as well as all the people on that list. I'll be in contact in the next couple of days. We'll get all the cash sorted. Really well done. Competitive league. It's been fun. And hopefully you can join us next year for another one. Yeah. Moving on to the next league, the DT Tonic Patron League. All the patrons thrown into a league. And the prizes on offer here is a trophy and a shirt to the winner, a t-shirt to the second, a coffee mug to third, and a Dream Team Tonic pen to fourth. So I think I'll be reading this one out for one final time. In 10th, Sean Siddall. In ninth, Andrew Boyne. In eighth, James Fricker.
Yay.
In seventh, Sam Course. In sixth, Connor Tobin. In fifth, Stephen Broughton. The prize spots now, David Dunkley. You've won yourself a pen. That'll be sent out to you, mate. I'll get your details. In third, Paul McNally. You got yourself a coffee mug. A lovely coffee mug it is as well. I'll get that sent out to you. Get your details. In second, Michael White, who's obviously got a nice cash prize from the DT Tonic Cash League. He's also got himself a DT Tonic T-shirt. So well done, Michael. Top of the shop, my very own Ben Lee.
Come on. Get
And
in.
like I say, that goes alongside your DT Tonic Patron Cup win,
Yeah.
a domestic double.
I've won the Liverpool double.
You've done it. So yeah, all those prizes, all the cash, they'll be sent out this coming week. Once I gather everyone's details.
A big shout out to Gaz's right arm, Sean Siddle, coming second in the cup.
Yeah, he got his run-up prize the other day, and he spent it on something worthwhile. He got himself a case of Stella, delivered to the house. Good man.
Good man.
Man over all notes. So yeah, well done, Sean. Really, really good. I hope you enjoyed the cup. The differential league. I mean, I know it finished more or less last week, week before last pod. We didn't have much of an update. Tony finished last. James and Ben, new middle ground. Fergie, no amazing finish to the season. The community won the differential league, so fair play to Connor and the community. We have discussed this, haven't we, about what we do with the prize, because obviously there was a t-shirt on offer. Well, we think Connor will get the prize to wear proudly for the community. So well done, Connor. Well done, community.
Well done, Connor.
You smashed it.
Cheers, Connor. You did, that's the least you deserve, is the Dream Team Tonic T-shirt.
Yep. So again, Connor, I'll be in touch. I'll get that sent out to you, mate. Bloody hell, the Royal Mail fees are building, aren't they? That's if they ever get to the post office, isn't it, James?
Well, yeah, we won't go there, will we, Tony? How long have we waiting for? How long have me and Ben been waiting for our Dream Team Tonic mugs? Year and a half?
Just short of 2 years. They're still in drawer. They're coming though. They're coming. Right. On from that, obviously we ran FPL League, a Dream Team Tonic FPL League this season. We also did a Dream Team Tonic Sky League as well. So we'll just give a quick mention to the lads who won that. So James, you ran the FPL League. Do you want to just give that a quick readout?
Yep. So in 10th we had Martin Burke, 9th Chris Galloway, 8th Jamie Curry, 7th Max Thomas, 6th Colin Clark, 5th Ollie Lewinsky, 4th Lee Giles, 3rd Alex Thompson, with his, I think it was £50 prize for 3rd this year. In 2nd, we've got Perry Hart, who received his £100 prize. And at the top, Donald O'Regan, who thought he was getting a €25 prize, but ended up getting £200. And he was very happy about that. And he sent me a nice message on as a DM on Twitter.
Really well played, Donald. Great score.
Well done, Donald.
Well done to everyone else who got a prize, and unlucky those who fell just a little bit short. Yeah, great stuff. Right then, on to the Sky League that you ran.
Yeah.
The Dream Team Tonic Sky Fantasy Football League. Got a rundown of that.
Yeah, the runners and riders are Dale Pointer in 9th, Daniel Young in 8th, Peter Corley 7th, Steve Cheek, he's one of our own, he's in 6th, Mark Burgess in 5th, Dean Hicks in 4th, James Ingram third, Ian Parrin in 2, and top of the shop, Perry Hart. Well
Perry
done.
Hearts,
Wow.
Breaking Hearts.
Yeah, FPL and Sky double. You got second place in the FPL mini league.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Yeah, well done, Perry. Great win. So that wraps all the leagues up. That wraps the cup up. Obviously, if you've been listening on YouTube, the Hub, Anchor, wherever you might listen to, through Twitter, you'll always hear us banging on about the Patreon and about the people that support us since December. Obviously, we get a small fee, people signing up and getting a little bit of extra content, a little bit of extra access to the Discord. We've got a great group of lads going on. So you'll hear us banging on about that. And just to give you a bit of an insight into how it's going, we got a few of the lads that are in the Discord to give us a bit of feedback on our first 5 months, how it's helped them or how it's bettered their choices or wherever it might be. So we just asked for a little bit of feedback, and we'll just pass this on to everybody else just to show why maybe you might think about joining the Patreon for next season and joining us and getting involved and hopefully improving your rank or winning your mini leagues, whatever it might be. So we'll just all have a bit of a read through of these messages that come our way. So I'll kick it off. DT Patrick, who is one of the patrons, his messages: I joined early this year when I was already too far behind in my mini league to catch up. I had several juicy side bets I desperately needed help with winning. The advice I got on here and through the team reviews saw me over the finish line with a 4K overall profit. That's massive.
Massive, yeah.
Massive.
He says he's buying beers next time we see him.
yeah, well, I'll go into that. And I feel I'm almost at an unfair advantage in my mini league next season. It'll be like fishing with dynamite. But more than the cash winnings, as enjoyable as that was, the group is a great laugh. The podcasts are an extra enjoyable addition to my week, and there's a genuine bond with a bunch of randoms I've never met or who go out of their way to help each other out. Brilliant stuff, lads. Can't wait for the new season. That says it all, that. So switching off now. It's appreciated. Messages like that, obviously, that's what we do it for. So cheers, Patrick. Appreciate that, mate.
Cheers,
on,
Patrick.
James.
So we got another message from Mikey W. I listened to the pod when it was solely on YouTube, so becoming a Patron member was a natural progression for me. I've been playing Dream Team for about 4 years, always done well in mini leagues, but never won. This season, I smashed my mini league by 400 points. That is, I've never seen
I want to
lead that big, and won 400 quid. With still potential winnings from the Tonic leagues to come. So we obviously wrote this before.
Yeah, he got second place.
Yeah, well done.
I can honestly say that being a patron has been a big part of my success. The pod gives me the ability to make an informed, analysed decision where all the variables have been considered by the Tonic lads. The Discord is great for discussion and a few times has affected my transfer decisions. I will definitely be a long-term loyalist for the Patron cause, lol. Keep up the great work, gents.
Yes. Ben, next up.
Yep. This is from Connor, our resident blogger. It's been nearly a year since I've joined DTT team, and they've genuinely top lads to talk to. Not even just about football, but just general chit-chat. They've made me feel a lot more comfortable in putting myself out there and being good for my growth as a person going into my early adult life. Even interacting with the patrons in the Discord has made me feel a lot more confident with my social skills. So just a big thank you, really, and I'm glad I said yes to joining the team when they approached me at the beginning of the season. Big shout out to the podcast boys. Thanks, Connor, man.
Cheers, Connor.
Cheers, Connor.
Obviously, Connor writes his blog everyone for its brilliant work. He does a really good job. We're going to push that a lot more next season because he does do a cracking write up, even when things aren't going his way as well. So, yeah, cheers, Connor. Next up, Darren Franks was on. I only joined in April, more of a FPL player, and I've never really adjusted to the game. In the short time, I have gained valuable lessons already, and different platforms and channels is amazing. You guys have the bants and are a great set of lads. So looking forward to putting a team together next year and improving. Keep up the good work. All you're doing fantastic, and enjoy the summer. Cheers, Darren.
Cheers, Darren.
Cheers, mate.
James.
So we've had another one from Gaz's right arm. Stumbled on Tony and Ben on YouTube 18 months or so ago. Was been looking forward to their podcast ever since. Great addition to the Patron, which I joined in Xmas. Their knowledge has helped me greatly, along with James and the invaluable input of Fergie once a month. Appreciate the effort you guys put on the pod. Thank you. And finally, what a set of great lads in the group. Hope we stay together for next year. Keep up the banter and good luck.
Well done,
Cheers,
mate.
Gaz.
Nice one.
Cheers, Gaz.
I say Gaz. It's Sean.
Yeah.
He always makes me call him Gaz because Gaz is right arm. But yeah, go on.
Now it's from Andy Barnett, our mate. I have been playing Dream Team from the very first season and was way back in the mid-90s. It's a game I love playing. With all the years that have gone by, I have gained a lot of experience, and I'm usually in cash-paying positions in my mini league. In the summer of last year, I came across the Tonic podcast, and in the last year, something changed. When you do something so often like changing gear when you're driving, for instance, there comes a point where you change into the correct gear unconsciously because you are now in tune with your vehicle. This is what the Patreon has done for me. This season, I have been at the top of my mini league for the last 6 months. The difference to the other seasons I've been on top is that I've not been nervous at all. I have felt in full control of my own destiny. This is because I've been part of a group of great people in the Dream Team Tonic Patreon. It's great to be a part of a group who really enjoy the same game as you do, and there is a wealth of different opinions to always enable you to make the right decisions. Just like in poker, sometimes the correct decisions don't work, but if you are an experienced poker player, you know the decision was correct and you move on without letting it affecting you. I'm really looking forward to next season to see where my mindset can take me, and I owe a great deal of appreciation to Tony, Ben, Connor and James for being the guys who have brought the Patreon together. Thanks also to the other Patreon members who share the passion and help enrich the experience we all have in the game.
Top man, Andy. Top man. Love the analogies.
Cheers, Andy.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Cheers, mate.
Appreciate it. Walmart Statham is the next one. It's one of them, mate. It's one of them. One of the first pods I stumbled across on YouTube, you were all plugging a device to shave your ball sacks with. And I was sold from that moment on. Seriously though, great content, advice, and bunch of guys. Someone else said it almost feels like cheating with the extra insight and advantage it gives you over your rivals. Well done, lads. Nice one, mate. Appreciate that. Seems like a long time ago, that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Third Manscaped, but yeah, good times. Next up, James.
Yeah, we've got a message from the Matt Woolley. Great podcast and a great amount of knowledge and opinions on the Discord group. Always useful to consider. There's not a chance I've been top of the shop for part of the season and finishing in a great position if it hadn't been for the podcast. First season playing Dream Team, and I think he played a few years back at a dead team in a work league, but this is his first season proper. Having been more of a long-term FPL and Sky player, and all the tips and pitfalls to avoid on the pod have been great.
Well done, Matt. Nice one, mate.
Nice one, Matt.
Great finish, 9th overall. Not a bad first season, is it?
No, it's pretty good going there.
Yeah, well done, Matt. Ben,
Yep.
next up.
This one's from Fitzy. Hey everyone, just want to say a big thank you to everyone in our brilliant community, but a massive shout out to Tony, James, and Ben. Wow, without you guys, I would still be struggling in my mini leagues and how I approach the game. I can happily say I won all my cash mini leagues with a total of over £800 and really looking forward to next year attacking the game with multiple teams. This is the place to be with all you top fellas. Cheers, Fitzy.
Nice one, Fitzy.
Cheers, Fitzy.
Cheers, mate. Glad you won all your leagues. Got that sorted and sold up. Happy days, £800. Nice treat for some of that, isn't it? Perfect beer. Next up, our mate Frank at FF Stuff. Love listening to your pods all season. Will you get your mugs on screen for next season? I like to see who I'm listening to. Slumped to 29th in the end after leading the whole thing on 2 separate occasions. I'll be back next year though, probably a lot worse. Cheers, Frank. Again, big thanks to you, your website, ffstuff.co.uk. Unbelievable. Like I say, it makes our life easier with the prepping and all the stats and your little gadgets on there. It's absolutely brilliant. And we're happy that you listen, and we're happy that we can be of a little bit of an help. With regards to revealing our faces, we'll reveal ours if you reveal yours. Is one of them? No, we are looking into that. I mean, we'll stick our mugs up. There's no problem with that. You can know you can know this northern mumble. You can know what face it's coming from. But yeah, cheers, Frank. Good to
I've
have
had
you,
the pleasure of meeting Frank in person, and he's a top lad actually. Yeah,
excellent. Right, James, next one.
Another one in from our mate Ashton, long-time listener of the pod, aka Fergie's apprentice. Absolutely fantastic season, guys. Loved it. Fell short in the end of mini league, but all the best. Thank you.
Cheers, Ashton.
Cheers, mate.
And finally, one more, Ben.
Yep, Kerry Jones. Another one in the cash prizes.
Yeah, he was.
He just wants to say, cracking content all season, lads, and thank you all.
Brilliant.
Cheers, Kerry.
Cheers, Kerry. Hopefully,
cheers, Kerry. Well done, mate.
In the Discord next season. Yeah, well, there you are. If there's ever a little bit of advertising for how it works, how our Discord's going, and if we're of any help, I think those messages say it all. Patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic. Get involved. Join the group. Honestly, I can't even sell it enough about how we've got so many guys in the group, and there's no aggro, there's no bother. There's just 30 plus guys who are doing the best for each other, and it's a really good group. Not just about Dream Team, but other things as well. Obviously, just general chit chat. It's a really good group. So if you fancy being involved, that's the place to be. Patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic.
For a cost of a coffee.
Yeah, I mean it's next to nothing. Cheaper than a coffee per month. And yeah, there's the feedback. It says it's all a lot of people making a lot of money out of their mini leagues and other stuff. So it pays for itself. It's been a roller coaster. It's been emotional at times. None of us won it this year, but we come back bigger, better, and stronger next season. One of us will win it next year, I reckon. We hope so. It'd be great to have some more top 100 finishes out of everyone in the Patreon.
We'll have a winner in Patreon, won't we?
I think so. I think we'll have someone go very, very close again. Obviously, Matt and Frank, very close. James, you was at a point where it looking like you were going to finish very close.
Could have gone either way, couldn't it? twist
could.
of fate as it is.
Such huge swings. And Ben, obviously finishing 19th last year, you were expecting a little bit more, but
Yeah.
that'll come next year. It's been great. It's been good to spend me Sunday evenings with you chaps all season. A bit of a break now, but again, so I just touch on the payments to people that obviously are already in the Patreon. Your payments are frozen for June. You're not going to be charged anything. Obviously, there's no content coming through June, but July, hopefully, we're hoping to have the app available. Payments will restart July. We'll get all the content out to you. We're going to try and fill you with as much content as we can. Sorry, before the start of the season. I've got a wedding at the end of July. Shit timing. Don't let my missus hear that. But I've got a wedding at the end of July and I'm off to France for a couple of weeks, start of August. So I'm going to have to be ultra prepared before all that. But yeah, we're going to get as much content out to you as possible in July. Get you all prepped, get you all ready and firing before the season starts, and give you all a big boost. And hopefully we can all enjoy a successful season next year. James, Ben, absolute pleasure. Cheers, guys. And I'll see you at my stag do very soon. Finally meet up for the first time.
See you on the stag, mate.
So that's going to be enjoyable. Lose an absolute fortune on the GGs, and we'll see what ends up happening to me. But all good. Everyone that's listening, whether you're a patron or you're not, you're old, new listener, it doesn't matter. We appreciate every single person who's listening to us each week. It's appreciated, and hopefully we've helped over the course of the season. So cheers from me.
Yeah, it means a lot. 2 years now, we're still going strong, and hopefully we'll see you all next season.
Yeah, here's to next season. Thanks to everyone who sent us really nice messages, either privately or on Twitter. Unfortunately, we couldn't read them all out. There was just so many, but we really do appreciate them. And we'll be back next season. As Peter Crouch would say, we'll be back stronger.
Cheers, everyone. See you later.
It's been emotional.